Hello guys, it's me Gleff back again and welcome back to another Realm of the Mad God video. Today it's not Megabonk, and yesterday on October 10th Deca released a public testing patch note on their blog post called Halloween and Rebalancing, and this is a pretty long one. We have some information in this patch note about the Halloween update, but a lot of rebalancing, which is always welcome to see. Well, my 14k gold giveaway has not yet ended, so it's still active and you can still join it to get the chance on 14k gold, and I wonder when Deca will pay that out. Okay, Deca says, Halloween 2025, the Hemomancer and his henchmen. The Hemomancer is a new Halloween realm boss and he is bringing his henchmen and blood minions with him. To spawn the Hemomancer, you will need to defeat his henchmen 3 times. First henchman will start on 120,000 realm score, and then 180,000, and then 240,000. He will be dropping limited Halloween goodies and his limited UT ring. The Hemomancer ring gives you 110 HP and 4 vitality. And if that's everything, that is nothing you should use on your character. Limited Halloween UT reskins will be dropped for either the chest events or the boss for a limited time, as well as available in quests. Then we have the Crimson Blade, which is the original spectral sword. Looks like that, very weird. Then we have the Marionette Ravager, looks like that. Then we have the Wand of Hidden Knowledge, the Kyuetsuki Hitogoroshi, yeah, slay that. Soul's Guidance, Spider Silk Bow, 1000-shot bow, Scepter of Devastation, Spiteful Scutum, and then the last one is Tools of the Tarnished, and that is all the reskinned Halloween white bags. Then we have a battle pass that will probably be one of the worst battle passes we've ever seen. They only seem to get worse and worse. And then we have also a special Halloween mission tree, and we will take a look at these ones and the free Halloween campaign later in this video when I will join the testing server. And then we have some events. We have the Halloween dungeon events. Halloween candy in dungeons will be available in the event each week. So the first week, the notable dungeons are Deadwater Docks, Lost Halls, Cultist Hideout, and the Void. Then we have the Mountain Temple and the Shatters. And then we have Sulphurous Wetlands, Fungal Cavern, Crystal Cavern, and then for week 4 we will have the Ocean Trench, Lair of Draconis, and Moonlight Village with all chest events. And we will of course have the Zombie Horde and Totalia and the Hemomancer in the realm. But the biggest part of this patch note is the balancing changes, and we also already have a priest rebalance update. Which is pretty weird since, well, the priest got buffed or nerfed. What you think about it? I think the priest got a huge buff last update, but Deca says, priest released with higher performance than expected, so we're pushing down healing numbers in all aspects. We'll take the opportunity to improve the user experience of using tiered tomes by addressing a number of smaller game feel issues that players have reported recently. So we have a lot of changes to the tiered base regeneration HPs. Well, they're reduced by 15 on all tiers. Tiered base self-instant heal reduced by 30 on all tiers. Tiered regeneration and instant heal wisdom scaling reduced by 40% on average. So that is quite a lot. But priest right now has been quite powerful, and me running around with a prot, it's just, I'm never gonna die on my priest, which is, yeah, kinda reasonable. And for the UT tomes, Tome of Holy Protection Death Boost duration decreased from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. Tome of Purification base range increased 6 tiles to 8 tiles, so that is a small buff. And they also buffed the Tome of Pain with the radius and the attack scaling, so that is nice as well. And Tome of Holy Furor bullet damage increased from 85 average to 95 flat. And the Tome of Moral Support got improved. Okay, so the biggest part of this rebalancing are the ST sets, and Deca says this. ST sets are our main focus for this balance update. A lot of ST sets have issues, many of them have items that are distinctly bad or just don't make proper use of their set bonuses to tie the sets together. Some sets have very little coherence and increase seemingly unrelated stats on their items and bonuses. We want to improve many of these sets, making certain bad items good or at least worth considering for builds with their set bonuses. We will also be giving special attention to sets for piece bonuses, as these hardlock you into all of the items of a set. That kind of commitment to a set should be rewarded with a substantial stats. We will only be able to go through so many sets this update, but we will continue to improve other SD sets in future balance updates. So the first set is the Flesh Collector Assassin skin. Well, I'm not gonna read all the text because every set have this big text here, but they're removing the bonus MP entirely from the sets, as Assassin's base MP pool is higher now, and replacing it with much more useful stats to the set. The poison, well, decreased HP, decreased MP cost, and the duration got increased by 1 second, and yeah, just a little bit rebalanced. And the ring, for example, will now give HP instead of MP. The 4-piece bonus for this set is now 30 HP, 6 vitality, 5 attack, and 6 wisdom. Then we have the Acidified Assassin set. This armor has very low stat tools considering what it's losing from an equivalent tier like Hydra. These buffs should make it a little bit more reasonable. More defense, HP and MP increased to 50, and the full 4-piece bonus set is 100 HP, 10 defense, 10 attack, and 15 vitality. Then we have the Alchemist Assassin SD set, one of my favorite sets in the game. I love the UI and I love this big skin. The Toxic Toad. The concept behind this item is cool, but being poison only is a little bit messy. The poison has a damage boost, but doesn't boost anything without swapping, unless you specifically use a very small number of poisons. It also has some issues with breakable walls, requiring you to carry around another weapon. The poison will still be the main damage source here, but this should make it slightly less clunky. Now shoots a projectile with the following stats: 60 to 100 damage, 60% rate of fire. Then we have the makeshift blowpipe. This ability was really only useful in the full set. The base version only firing a single dart made it entirely unusable on its own. Items should not be designed like this. Gaining extra effects with more pieces is nice, but being entirely held back unless more parts of the set are equipped is a bad design. We also have gotten the ability to scale projectile type abilities of stats. So this item should now be able to be built around more. Gains shots with additional set pieces, now always 4 projectiles, and projectiles deal 350 to 375 damage and gain 4 per attack. And the armor here for this SD set got increased by 2 defense, and the ring got 10 more HP, and they reduced additional poison chance with Toxin Toad from 20% to 5%. And the set bonuses are now 60 HP, 6 attack, and 6 defense. Here we have the Scientific Summoner. The ability of this set, like the Alchemist Assassin, has a problem where it really doesn't do much when you are using it by itself. The weapon is rather poor performing, and the actual stats on most of the items are okay, but the set bonuses and ring stats are fairly lacking. The projectiles of the wand now does multi-hit, and the summon shot count got increased to 3. Yeah, you can see this. This is probably one of the most meh SD sets ever, so I guess that's the reason why they are buffing it a little bit. But the 4-piece bonus for this set is 60 HP, 60 MP, 8 attack, 2 defense, and 3 vitality. Then we have the Magmatic Mystic set. The damage for the staff is increased a lot, so it's now almost like a better Doombow, which is kind of nice to see. And yeah, it will be interesting looking at these SD sets in game and see how they perform. But the proc HP threshold for the ability is now 50% HP instead of 300 HP. Proc stasis duration got decreased to 2 seconds. The item tooltip claimed this effect was 2 seconds, but it was for some reason 4 seconds. Okay. The Akuma Slayer Samurai set also got a rework, and the 4-piece now is, instead of 100 HP, it's 60 HP, 6 dexterity, 4 defense and 4 vitality, with more HP at the 3 set bonus. So that is also a good change. The Stormcaller Bard SD set got changed as well as the Horrific Sorcerer. You see, if I would go through these sets like one by one, well, the video would be 20 minutes long and you wouldn't be watching this. Comment if you are watching this, though. Comment PP in the comments or whatever. Yeah, so the Horrific Sorcerer set got changed as well, buffed, which is great. Lost Golem Trickster got better 4-piece set bonus, which is nice. The Dragon Tamer Warrior got increased as well. Pirate King Warrior got changed as well. The first mate's hook finally got a good HP buff from 10 to 80. That might be one of the best changes in this patch note, and 12 attack and -5 dexterity, which is interesting. For weapons, they are buffing the right hook and the corruption cutter, which is nice, but this is a pretty big one. Spells. The recent wizard modernization has given spells the ability to scale. Unfortunately, as they had no adjustment on their base damage, this has resulted in a lot of already strong spells getting even stronger before you even put in the effort to build them. In addition, spells have gotten much easier to hit due to no longer being locked to the center of the tile and key enemies having larger hitboxes. All of this means spells were way more consistent than before. They are in need of a nerf across the board. Most spells will receive a nerf to their base damage to counteract the extra scaling they get from maxing, but a few spells will need additional nerfs. Tiered spells. These spells were not good before the rework, and they still aren't too good after the rework, since their scaling isn't very good. We will be increasing the damage scaling, but reducing the extra shot scaling to keep it from getting too out of hand. This should be a fairly substantial buff when building wisdom, even with additional shot scaling lowered. So they increased all the 7 tiered spells, which is nice, I guess. So here we might have the big problem with the spells. The Penetrating Blast spell. HP scaling a spell has proven to be an innate balance problem. This spell was initially supposed to scale on vitality instead, but the state of the Mantle of the Monarchy stopped it from doing so. With Priest rework, Mantle has been reworked, so this item now is converting over to the initially intended VIT scaling. This item will not reach the heights of the patch post-wizard modernization, as by design this spell is one of the easiest to use and most consistent in the game, so it shouldn't be dealing the most damage of any spell. Scales starting with vitality on 35, shot count scaling 1 per 20 vitality, shot damage scaling 3 damage per shot per VIT. And I'm not the biggest of wizard mains, but they changed the Wandering Soul spell, the Jade Storm, and the Spores Spray spell. The Recurring Terror spell buffed the damage a little bit. Runes of Knowledge, well, the rune area got decreased from 7 to 5 tiles, and the projectile damage scaling got decreased a little bit as well. The Tablet of King's Avatar, well, the scaling is now dexterity, start scaling at 70 dex. Damage scaling got decreased to 2.5 instead of 2.8, and the Ancient Eminence, well, additional projectile scaling 10 instead, now 15 wisdom instead of 10, and the projectile damage is higher a little bit. And now we have Wakasashis. Similar to the spells, Wakasashis have had a few overperformances since the modernization, with some key UTs being extra strong while others are very bad. We will be trying to balance this out more so there are more viable options, and so the top end doesn't stick out as much. So they changed the Ronin's Wakasashi, the Espen's Twisted Heart. I think this got a pretty nice buff. The trap damage instead of 150 is now 1000, which is kind of interesting. And the Wakasashi of Crossing Fires got a small nerf instead of 480 to 600 damage, it's now 400 to 450. The Cogbolt multi-tool, well, they buffed it a little bit with 50 more damage. But this one is quite interesting. The Sentinel's sidearm. This item briefly applied a large damage vulnerability debuff to enemies, but this was disabled and never re-enabled. On review, we do not want this item to be doing that effect, and particularly not the strongest version of that effect that exists. Instead, we are opting to give the item exposed like a normal Wakis and to increase its damage by a large amount. So the projectile damage was 1000, but now it's 1500 and now also gives exposed for 3 seconds. For armors, well, they changed the wretched rags. Instead of 15 dexterity, it's now 5, and it doesn't give any minus attack, and I like that change. And for rings, well, the Espen's wedding ring got changed and removed damage resistance armor proc. New on shooting while berserk, you gain the damaging buff, and that is quite interesting, and you can probably do quite a lot of good combinations with that. Then we have enchantments. The Infernal Anger damage resistant is decreased to 5% of 30%, which is interesting. New damage resistant on shoot when below 70% HP gives you 20% damage resistant. So that is quite nice, I guess. And before we jump into the testing server, well, we have a pretty huge gameplay changes. The lantern in Moonlight Village now probably heals you 20 HP per second as intended, and I think this was a bug since Month of the Mad God or this past update that the lantern did not heal you, so that was quite insane. So yeah, they fixed that. Okay, let's check out the new Battle Pass and Mission Tree. So it looks like it's a normal Battle Pass here with a premium gold card. That's nice if you want to enchant. A seasonal vault expansion, daily dust drop, and yeah, well, it doesn't seem to be that much of a crazy Battle Pass. It looks like the ordinary, but wow, look at this mission tree. So this mission tree is the old one, and this is the extension to this one. So a lot of candies, some equipment if you want to start over. Okay, and it stops at the icicle. Okay, it looks to be no repeatable ones. Yeah, it's just one time. And here we have the special Halloween one. So looking here, okay, here we have the kill 20 of the Hemomancer, and you can choose 1 realm white, which is kind of nice. So yeah, I'm not sure what I will choose this season, but yeah, tier 11 weapons, they suck. Okay, soul collector engraving, pet skin. Yeah, doesn't seem to be that much, but okay, at least you have 2 different UTs, so you can choose 2 UTs, so that's nice, I guess. I might create 100 PP and take the Trap of the Blood Spirit. But yeah, that's everything that's on here at the testing server. I just opened like 200 quest chests, and I will post a short later of that. But what do you guys think of this rebalancing update? And he wants me to pop a key for him. Okay, so what do you guys think of this update? Do you like the rebalancing here? Do you like the priest nerf after the priest buff? That's very interesting. But what do you guys think of this? Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.